Well, that was unexpected, kind of. It is a very blustery day here in St. Louis. It's mid-October and about 90 degrees. And oh goodness, the whole table just shook. It's probably not the ideal time to film, but I got things to do, so I'm gonna do this now because now is the time to do things. What'd you think of that? Was that clever? Not really. It's kind of basic, wasn't it? Well, whatever you want to call it. I got some yellow orchids. I recently, I think, mentioned that I'm not usually crazy about yellow orchids. And then I went to Trader Joe's and stumbled upon a bunch of yellow orchids. And I was like, you know, I kind of like them. So I would say that makes me a liar, but really it just makes me a fickle pickle. And I'm perfectly alright with that. That's one of the fun things about being human, is we are allowed to change our minds. And it's kind of what makes life so fun. Okay, so all that rambling aside, I suppose it's time to get to the Orchid Haul. Oh, goodness, calm down. Ugh. So, one of the first lovelies I brought home is this Burrageara Sunkissed Buttercup. And it has some really pretty orangish, peachy flowers. Not shown up quite right, so I will make some adjustments here real quick. How about that? That looks great, right? Totally realistic. No. Gonna have to try again. Alright, that's a little better, I suppose. This flower, even though it's not really showing up here on camera, has a very peachy coral color. Oh, you can kind of see it compared to my pink palms of my hand. And it smells really nice. I love the insides here. The texture. Come on. You can do it. Focus. Okay, alright. And they're in the lip or the labellum. Okay, wind. Work with me here. Come on. Okay, well, you could see it. There's some fun things happening there in the labellum on these orchids. There we go. That's what I've been trying to get this whole time. Isn't that just lovely? You can see the pinks and coral hues. And I love it. It's pretty small. It's a little orchid. You know, here's my hand up against it. I don't have huge hands, but I don't really have small hands either. Do I have anything I can... There we go. That's something a little bit more universal. Not huge. Has really nice growth in it. You know, there's some discolorations, but I think it's just fine. It has multiple spikes. Looks like it has some buds blast on it. You know, it's from Trader Joe's, so I'm not really surprised by that. It smells really fantastic. It has kind of a, well, honestly, it says buttercup. I think it smells kind of like honey butter, which is interesting, and that leads me to the next orchid. Here we go. So, now we have the Miltonidium, Miltoniopsis crossed with Oncidium, Pacific Paragon honey butter, and it doesn't really smell like honey butter, but it does have a nice kind of sweet fragrance to it. It reminds me of just the basic yellow Oncidiums, and I think it might do a little better for me because it is a Miltoniopsis hybrid, and Miltoniopsis, you know, they are usually very water-loving and not as light demanding and more cool temperature tolerant, so it will do better indoors during the winter for me because I don't have super intense lighting for some certain types of oncidiums that I used to grow. The trees grew and then there's shade and they just don't do as well. I think this will probably do better. And she's really quite pretty. You're not gonna... No? Okay, that's alright. It's this wind. I'm so sorry. Nothing will hold still with this breeze. But I don't mind the breeze because, you know, it's hot out. I mean, 90 really isn't that bad. But, I welcome the breeze. And it kind of sounds like the ocean, so if you close your eyes, it tricks you. Yeah, they're a very creamy color. They have that kind of classic look that I mean, I always think they kind of look like flying samurais. Does anybody else see that? I don't know why. That's what I always think of with these guys in the Tulumnias. Very, very, very pretty. I'm very happy with this, especially for, you know, $12.99. It only has the one spike, but it has very healthy roots in here. I usually repot my Trader Joe's orchids fairly quickly because sphagnum just doesn't work where I live for outdoor growing. When it rains here, it's usually for 3 or 4 days at a time, and it's inches upon inches, and then you just get rot. But I think this should be fine since it's going to be in the house fairly soon, anyways, with winter approaching. And finally, of all the yellow Trader Joe's orchids, this is the Aliceara Pacific Nova Hilo Stars. Aliceara's also Burrageara, is what I'm more used to calling them. This smells so good. It has a very sweet fragrance, almost it's kind of grassy, like a sweet grass, or a perfume. I really don't quite know how to describe it. It smells nice. Kind of like a very subtle rose scent. I will say the flowers are kind of irregular, but that's probably just maybe because of their Trader Joe's. I don't know. I did end up getting stop. Goodness, the wind just blew something into my eye. End up getting 2 of these because the label on the other one was buried so far down in there I couldn't tell what it was, and the spike had not opened yet. And where I live, finding orchids other than Phalaenopsis orchids, even at Trader Joe's, is a rare thing. So I just kind of jumped on it. You know, it's fine orchid shopping online, but there's just something so nice about going to the store and actually seeing them, picking them out yourselves. So yeah, these flowers here are very stiff and waxy. They're really sturdy. You can see how they're in all different directions. And most of the Alicearas or Burragearas I've had, and Wilsonias, goodness, they usually have pretty symmetrical spikes. But this is irregular, but I really like it for being a yellow orchid. There's, you know, a hint of green in there. Do you guys see the faces? Or am I the only one who's psychotic like that? Like the kind of person who would just mutilate a Rorschach test. I see like an upside down face in there. A couple eyes. Almost like some kind of exotic samurai cat, perhaps. Each one's different, right? So pretty, lovely scent, and yeah, I suppose I might be rethinking my opinion on yellow orchids. Maybe I should, because they really add a nice pop of color, and at nighttime, they're more visible. So when I'm outside in the evening, they're luminous, just like similar to a white flower. Well, I'm pleased with all of these. So it's been a very fun, happy orchid day here. Love and prosperity to everybody. Happy gardening. Remember how I said it was windy? Yeah, that just happened. Somehow, the glass doesn't look like it broke. Terrarium broke, which is a shame, because I really liked that. But table seems okay. Goodness, what a mess.